Hey folks, Dr. Emily here, and I am super excited today to welcome one of the coaches, and in fact, the director of the TechJoy Academy, Coach Katrina, is here today. And thank you so much, Katrina, for joining us. I'm so excited to talk about your personal tech journey and just where you've been and where you're going. So thanks for being here today.
Absolutely. Super excited to be here. Uh, yeah, excited to be able to tell my story and my part of it that you may or may not know.
I know. I love that. I love that. Because Coach Katrina actually started as a student in the academy, but she very quickly, rose to the ranks, and with her dedicated heart to serving others, just like couldn't wait to be a part of this incredible community. And so, like, we're just so grateful for her and her shepherding guidance. And many students in the academy know and love her, and the time that she spent helping in the beginning training phases. So super excited to dive into it today, Katrina. Thanks for being here. So good. Excellent. So this is a really casual Q&A, so no worries. Again, if anyone's here, drop a link in the chat. Let us know if you have any questions for Coach Katrina, and we'll dive right into it. So, Katrina, I would love to know more a little bit about, who you are. Like, who are you now today? And then we'll get into who you were in just a minute.
Yeah. So today I actually have founded my own company. I am the founder of Hearts Heritage. Through it, I offer grief relief as a community for people to come into and just have this open space to talk about their grief in a way that's not taboo, no matter how long it's been since the person that you're missing has left your life. And it doesn't have to be through death. There's other ways that that we experience grief and that we have that heartache. And so through Hearts Heritage, I support those who are who are in that zone, who just need a space and somebody to talk to. I also, as we mentioned, am the TechJoy Academy director, and I love it so much. Being able to just be the the overseer, making sure that everybody is able to move forward and progress, and just to be the guidance to make sure that that we have the materials that are needed to get them from wherever they're at in their tech journey to getting onto our internship, and making sure that they're able to take those steps and move forward. And I'm super excited for all the changes that have happened through the Academy, the changes that I've helped manipulate and influence all throughout my time there. It's been a wonderful journey. I'm so excited, and honestly, I love it being here. And I plan to be part of TechJoy as long as you'll have me, basically. Even as I build my own business and build out other sources of I like to say entertainment. That's not quite the other entrepreneurial ventures that struck my interest.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Katrina. Thank you so much. And we love having you. And I think one of the trends I'm seeing across the board in the academy is that I tend to attract entrepreneurs. Could be because I'm a serial entrepreneur myself. So you're in good hands. But that's the whole idea with the entrepreneurial lifestyle, is it's possible to have a business and a side hustle and also do something else. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. So it's awesome. So hats off to you for making that balance work. I know you're a mom of 2 lovely young children.
Yes.
So you have like that balance going on, right?
Sure. My balance right now is my husband is a house husband. So I am so grateful for his support in me as I am launching things and getting things getting things put together and so forth. But he's always been such a huge support through me throughout my entire journey. We really are equals that take this world by storm on a balanced frontier together. So
I love that. I love that. I know I do feel like success in entrepreneurship, I think a supportive spouse, if you're going to keep a family at the same time, is really important. As a mom of 5, I get it. And I think I definitely wouldn't be able to have the rich lifestyle that I do enjoy if my husband wasn't like right there with me. I don't know, a long time ago, I think he just like gave up in trying to understand where the money comes from. And he's just like, our mortgage gets paid. I'm just going to show up and do my thing. And that's that. He doesn't question anymore. And I feel like a supportive spouse as an entrepreneur is like a total godsend.
He has supported me in prior entrepreneurial journeys as well. What do you see there? That is actually our sign from when we ran a virtual reality arcade, and that was in there. And then we ran it together. He was the one who was manning the shop during the daytime because I actually was working in a call center at the time. And then like I'd have an hour lunch, and so I'd walk over because he had the car. I'd walk over and go hang out with him for like 15 minutes for lunch and bring him lunch. Then I'd walk back, and that was my hour.
Yep, life of an entrepreneur, man. That's awesome. I love it. So
So,
I love that. So we're going to refocus slightly on, so that was the entrepreneurship side, which is all good. And to be honest, we serve tech founders, so like it is all good. We are an equal opportunity tech workshop. Innovators Unite. But I was curious, Katrina, like thinking back, you joined the academy a couple years ago originally as a student to learn how to code, and I was just curious, like, what inspired you to learn how to code, like way back, a couple years ago?
So it actually happened a little before then. When I met my husband back in college, and we're actually coming on our 10-year anniversary now, which is super exciting.
Yep.
But when I met him in college, I realized that him and his friends knew how to code. And I was like, I've been avoiding it. My dad and my oldest brother, that was their realm. But they did a lot more with the hardware, and I wasn't super interested in hardware. I was like, I don't like my brother's old noisy, big, bulky thing that he put together. Like, just give me one off the shelf. I don't need all that fancy stuff.
Right.
And so I kind of was avoiding it, but then I realized I want to know what they're talking about. I want to be able to understand what they're talking about. So I took my last semester of college. I took a introduction to a computer science class.
Nice.
Learned it in C++, loved it. We landed on classes as the last thing, and I was like, what do I do? What do I do with this? Okay. Did not know how to implement it. I always was working inside the computer lab. I didn't know, like, they had like a couple levels of security through virtual environments to make sure we didn't break anything. And so I was like, I don't know how to apply this, but I was able to kind of read through code by then. And then for whatever reason, whenever I have a child, like, my pregnancies are rough and they make me like get stuck, and I wanted to break out of that. And so I joined TechJoy after my second child was born. In some of our training materials, you might hear her cry some of it because she was a baby when I was going through as a student. And actually I went and I bought a tiny little keyboard that was like that was this big so that I could code one-handed while holding her.
Well, you were incredible, because I remember like you were like all over Discord, and we're like, how did you do it?
It's because that's all I could do. I could be on my phone, I could be on Discord, I could be in the environment, but I couldn't really, like, I had a baby in one arm and I had just my phone, and so I was like, okay, let me look over your shoulder. Let me see what you're doing, because then I'll learn from it. Right. And I can guide through and kind of be that peer programmer right behind you and help guide you through. No, do this, do that, and so I went through the course over somebody else's shoulder as part of it.
That's awesome. It's so cool. Well, because to be honest, like that's one of the things we do in the academy is like is that idea that you learn more deeply when you explain things to others. And so that's one of the best ways to learn. And we like make it a huge part of the academy. We have a robust peer mentor program. It's not just a service, because like we know, and all of our students know, that the fastest way to succeed at the internship and the interview to get a job is to actually be able to communicate in this language. And so like, and it builds your confidence. And so like
so much.
Yeah. So hats off to you for making it work, because like, trying to do multiple things at the same time, it's not necessarily for the faint of heart. And you can come into the academy. You don't have to have kids and be starting businesses. Like you can just come and just learn, but you can also do it and have a rich life that weaves with other interests that you have. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. So good. Excellent. So this might be an interesting question, Katrina. What does your dream tech career look like? Because you've got a lot of interests.
I have a lot of interests. Yes.
Yeah.
So my dream tech career, I mean, one thing that I've discovered through this experience and through going through the internship is that code unlocks creativity. And it has really helped me to broaden my horizons. And I actually have something now that I'm like, I am building something on the side. So I've now built games.
Nice.
And I love making little games. I love making little tiny things. I found that I really don't like maintaining them. So I don't really want to be like, I don't want that to be my main thing, because I discovered that I like doing the initial creation and the fun, fancy things, but the maintaining thing is boring. So I don't really want to be part of a big company like that, because that's not what sparks my interest. I like doing the fun, the startup style, get everything going, and that spark of creativity that comes with it, because creativity really is where I shine. And I really enjoy just being an innovator and doing that, and that comes with some of those smaller things. But I do feel like there is missing tech out there, especially when it comes to like, part of my Heart's Heritage business is also the heritage focus of it, is with connecting people with their ancestors in a more robust way. Right now, we have 2D solutions. I'm looking for a 3D one. And so I'm working on building something in the 3D space with my virtual reality knowledge and systems, and with my knowledge of building things. And I've done a little bit with Unity with my husband and his friends with building games. And so I'm taking that and making a tool. It'll take me a little bit, but that's kind of where I'm going as far as dream tech is. I want to make something that new, something innovative that hasn't been there before, that will help solve a problem and help people to connect with their families in a more robust way.
That's awesome. I love that, because really that's what we're all about here, you know, in TechJoy, and the Tech Innovators program is like building something that matters, right? Not innovating for the sake of innovating, but like innovating so that technology can serve humanity and society better, and maybe just even in our own lives, but you know, surrounding that, right? That historically, you know, people with enough money or who happen to be born into a place where they could get the best degrees happen to control what tech is, but like it's being democratized. Like anyone can do this. And so that's so cool that you're taking that passion and that drive and then using tech as a vehicle to help, you know, transform the world. That's wonderful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's awesome. Cool. So your dream tech career may or may, like everybody can have their own.
I'm making my own, man.
I love that. That's totally cool. We totally support that. We also, like, to be honest, in the past year, all of these people that have graduated and found offers got 6-figure job offers, right? So it doesn't, it depends. Some people, we also have like a really robust, you know, Freelance Friday group and entrepreneurial group inside. So like we teach tech, we teach you how to solve anything in tech, and you can either use it to go get an awesome salary, making 6 figures more benefits, or you can use it to launch your next venture. Like we're here to support you in creating awesomeness. So thank you.
That's something that I really have loved through this program, is just like, because I went down the internship route, and I remember having a conversation with you when I was going on the job, and I was like, I just want to go get a job so I can be your success story. I can be that number for you. And you're like, but what about for you, Katrina? What do you want for you? Like I was like, oh come on, now I have to think about that.
No, it's hard sometimes, right, man? Like, yeah, we're definitely a community of givers and big hearts, and sometimes thinking about ourselves is like not the first thing.
Yeah.
It's why our community is so awesome, because like good people in it, you know, as exemplified by yourself, Katrina. So thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, no, we're in it for you guys, right? To help you go wherever you want to go. We know tech is the vehicle. It's just which way you want to go.
There's so many opportunities. It's amazing.
I love that. So, and I think we've kind of been talking about this a little bit, but how do you think that the TechJoy Academy has, you know, helped you move forward? It was originally the Joy of Coding Academy. We rebranded, and now we're kind of morphing into Elevate Tech slowly, but TechJoy Academy, we'll settle on that name for today.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to speak to the question that's coming up next as well, with this, because there was one key moment that really launched me forward, and that was my first Saturday with Dr. Emily. We had a Saturday session. She was going through the 7 basics, and we were coming through, and I was like, wait a second, but I know all that. Does that mean I can code? Because before then I had tried and I couldn't figure it out. And like I had another boot camp before with my first baby, and then I had to leave it for other reasons. And so I was like, I had tried this before and I couldn't get a game to go to. I tried putting together a Mad Libs, and though I could see how I could do it, I didn't see how I could share it. And so that's what I learned here. And that launched me off into, oh, I have all the tools in my tool belt. I just need to take that next step further and figure out, how can I share this? How can I build the environments that can get this to be somewhere where I can deploy? Like, that's my next step to figure out, is and learning GitHub, because oh my gosh, GitHub.
Yes, that.
So that, being able to work on a team, being able to work with GitHub, being able to know how to deploy. Like, I already had some of those skills, and we do teach those skills, and we help guide through if you don't have that already. But like, we also teach the next step of getting it out into other people's hands.
Yep. I love that, because it's not, I mean, you could be the most brilliant coder in the world, but if you don't share it, if you don't have any impact, what's it really worth, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you kind of had the skills already, but you just didn't recognize it.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that happens for a lot of students, like not just like a lot more than you'd think, because sometimes we don't even realize what we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know, this is always a struggle, or like it makes us feel like we're imposters or we don't have confidence, when really
so much.
Exactly. Like, but really that's the journey of being a technologist, is that you wouldn't be in tech unless you always wanted new problems to solve, because technology is always changing. And so more, it's about learning, like, to name that process, to sit with it, to be okay with it, and then and just do it anyway. Like, we're just going to do it anyway. We're just going to get this working. But like the professionals, they just have those tools where they don't get flustered. I think that's like the difference, is that many people come to us with coding skills, but they don't recognize their own, how advanced they really are. And then they start to apply it and share it like you did, and sharing your talent with the world. And that's what really like lights them up and up for them. Yeah. So good. I love it. Super, super awesome. Thank you. Oh my goodness. So I have a kind of a forward thinking question for you, a forward thinking question. What do you wish you could tell your former self about the journey to becoming a software developer? Maybe that other boot camp you were sitting in. What would you tell that version of you?
That it's okay to pivot.
Oh, I like that.
That it's okay to not have all the answers at the beginning, to try a route and to discover it's not for you, and to try the next route. And just because I tried being the front end developer, because I tried being the back end developer, and I was like, ooh. I'll let somebody else do that, and I'm gonna go back to being with people. I like people.
Yeah, for sure.
But still, through that, I figured out how much opportunity there is, and how much, again, the creativity that code enables is just above and beyond. And just being okay to not have the answers.
I love that. I'm gonna put that in the comment. It's okay to not have the answers. Yes. That's actually a really deep truth about what I teach, because I've been teaching people how to get the most out of their technology and program it and do what they want for like 20 years now. But I realized early on, like, what am I actually teaching? Because the language has changed, right? Like Python, Java, JavaScript, Angular, React, like alphabet soup, man, there's always new language. So I'm not teaching languages, right? I do use languages as a vehicle, and I do teach them. That's not really at the deepest level. That's not really what I'm teaching. What I'm actually teaching people is how to be uncomfortable with, how to be comfortable with uncertainty. Yeah. How to be comfortable with uncertainty and confident when you face that uncertainty, because tech is always changing. It is never certain. And in fact, it doesn't follow the rules. Like, the documentation says one thing and then something completely different is happening on the ground, man. And that is just like par for the course. And it's like our job to apply that scientific method to figure it out and explain it so we can get it working. And it's like, it's having that confidence in yourself and your abilities that, okay, something weird's happening here, but I know I'm going to figure it out.
Mhm.
It just is, right? And so I love that. I love that. Like, it's okay to not have all the answers.
Yeah.
So good. So
And
good.
as somebody who cried when they failed a math test, oh my gosh, I love
Oh,
having answers. I love, being able to have them. And so, yeah.
yeah. I know, because that's the cool thing about tech is that, like, no one else in the world might have the answer.
Mhm.
Right? Because, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. We had our very, very first software client project. We learned so much. This is about software development in that project. But we found that there was one version of Python that wouldn't
Oh.
work.
Mhm.
So you had to be running, or you couldn't be running. I can't remember. It was like Python 3.11. But
Mhm.
how does someone figure that out? Like there's no documentation on the internet. ChatGPT is not going to save you. Like, we just had to, like, literally figure it out painstakingly because we had like 5 people on the team and everybody was running a different version. And, oh, look, these versions work and these versions don't. Right? Like, because sometimes in tech, like, there's interactions with the hardware and there's
Mhm.
unique situations with, like, the frameworks you pull in that, like, you might be observing something that no one else in the world has ever observed before. Technologists get really excited about this. Like, oh, so many fun problems to look at,
I
right?
know. I found a
Like,
cool bug with one of them before, and it taught me so much about how Python works, and it was really exciting to be able to find that bug. Like, why is this thing? It was a debugger. The debugger wasn't working in PyCharm when it was in VS Code. And we're like, why is this? And it's only for one particular project that it broke, and it was because they use the same type of file. They called it q.py. So PyCharm has its own q.py file that it runs with its debugger. And so when we had our own q.py file that we were using as our
yeah,
implementation and teaching process, it overwrote it. And
yep,
so it found us first. And then it wasn't able to run its debugger. It wasn't able to queue up
that's awesome. I
the
remember we
lines.
made that change.
Yeah,
We
it
proposed
was
that
so
change
cool.
to the assignment.
Find
That's
that.
awesome. I love that. And I think that's really, like, when people ask, they're like, well, how is, TechJoy Academy different from, other boot camps that are out there? And it's just like, we're teaching you how to do anything in tech, how to build anything, how to be confident in building anything. And it's totally like, yes, of course we cover this curriculum and that curriculum, but it's really
Mhm.
about, do you have that spirit of discovery and innovation so you can just, like, we're the software company that people bring their to do it. Like, if they're
Mhm.
not sure, like, other developers have tried and failed and they've blown tens of thousands of dollars paying other people, and yeah, we'll just do that. Right? Like, we figure it out. We're the team that figures it out.
Mhm.
I love that. Oh my goodness. So good, Katrina. So good. Any advice for aspiring software developers, like those just starting to learn how to code, or maybe, folks are just getting on the job market? Like, any advice?
Mhm. I think I have different advice for both.
Nice.
For those that are aspiring developers, also who are just getting started in learning, um, being able to break a problem down into its pieces, being able to take things one chunk at a time and being able to work iteratively is huge. And it really helps you to be able to quickly move forward by breaking things down into smaller chunks so you're not trying to solve the entire puzzle at once.
Mhm.
Just start with one piece, get that working, and then move forward. When it comes to those who are working about trying to get onto the job market, um, my advice there would be to find something with tech that is in parallel that you love. And
Mhm.
so you find a point that connects with both of them. And so, like this, the reason why I have something new to build is because I have an interest in heritage.
Mhm.
And so because I have this interest and genealogy is something that I am passionate about, I now have an avenue to apply my tech.
Mhm.
And so finding that secondary source, my dad got into real estate back end development. He was that was why I never also wasn't very interested in it, because he was a back end developer and I didn't care about what he was doing with making backups. I didn't want to do that for my life. Anyway, so he worked with a property management company as their senior back end, making sure that they had all their information stored always. But he got there because of his background with accounting and with real estate. He had the foundational knowledge about that niche. And then he was able to apply his tech skills onto that and be able to put those formulas in place to be able to handle the reports that they needed in the appropriate manner. And so he was able to find that connection point between them. He wasn't just a coder. He's an accounting coder.
Right.
And so that makes a difference. And he shines above the others in that space. And he's tried to retire and they won't let him.
I love that.
They keep bringing him back.
Wouldn't it be nice to be so in demand that they keep bringing you back? And
so, yeah. Like, my advice would be, what are you passionate about that is adjacent to your coding skills? And where can you find where they beautifully work in harmony?
Yeah. I love that. I love that. Thank you, Katrina. And I think, I have one more question for you, Katrina, but before I get there, I think just to kind of big picture perspective, like thinking about your dad and how, oh my goodness, like imagine being such a hot commodity in your specific area that they won't even let you retire, right? Yeah. That's the space of the tech innovator where you don't apply for jobs, you're invited. Like I know a 30-year veteran who's been programming since the internet was born, and he's never applied for a coding job. He just he has friends that reach out and say, hey, we got this cool project. Want to come join us? Okay. Right. And that's how he kind of works his way up the ladder. He's not applying, he's being invited. So if that's something that you're interested in becoming a tech innovator, I'm going to drop a link in the chat. I'm actually hosting a live event tomorrow where I'm going to there's going to be, I think, 4 senior devs in the room alongside with me. And we're going to be, so if you want to become one of these elite software developers, these elite tech innovators, that's where you want to be. You want to be hanging out with other senior devs, other elite engineers. And so I've dropped a link in the chat. It's Tech Innovators. You can see it here on my name. It's TEKINNOV8RS.com/live. It's a brand new program we're launching just for people that want to be that elite innovator that in tech that get invited to their next job position versus having to apply, right? That's really who this is for. So I love it, Katrina, that your dad is really one of these innovators. And I think that, this overlap between specific areas and coding is really the sweet spot for the future, because there's a lot of coders out there, but there's not a lot of coders that understand a domain so well as accounting or real estate or heritage or bringing heart to it, right? I feel like Katrina, you're bringing heart and connection to tech. And so we all have some kind of a unique gift to bring to the world of tech. And I just love that you're using that as a way to share and explore that and connect with others. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. I love that.
You're welcome.
I love it. So I guess the last question is, do you have any questions for me? This is where I get to go on the hot seat. And if you're watching live, feel free to put any questions in the chat. Happy to answer them. We'll see what Coach Katrina comes up with for us today.
If another one of me were to come into the academy and you were having that one-on-one conversation with them, what would you say?
I'm probably always going to say, what about you? if I sense it, right? If I sense it, and I happen to know you well, Katrina, so I know that you have a very giving heart. And so I'm usually listening for, is this really going to serve them, right? Is this really going to serve your end goal? Because at the end of the day, we prepare students for many pathways in tech. To be honest, there's students that have come to us that decided that being a full stack or a web or app developer wasn't their cup of tea. They're, getting experiences in low code tech. Tech is for everyone, but only you can decide which area really calls to you. You're going to spend a lot of time working on it. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be a wonderful means for you to level up. But you want to make sure that it's what you really want, right?
Yeah.
That it's what you really want. So I love that. So thank you so much. That's awesome. Sharing. Great question. Awesome, Katrina. Thank you so much for joining us today. Super excited. Again, I'm flashing the link. If you want to join us with some elite software engineers this week, it's going to be crazy pants. So I hope some of you guys will show up. and join us. The next one might not be for a few months. So if you're watching the replay, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll have but if you sign up, we'll make sure you get messaged about it. But yeah, I can't wait to help everyone level up and really become that next generation of software developers. So good. Katrina, any final words for the audience?
I really feel like the TechJoy community is a beautiful space, and I love being able to be around so many just brilliant people who are coming in and learning this new way of speaking, this new way of thinking. And I love the heart that comes in with those who come in, even when they're having like a tech issue, totally fine. Just being able to see them exploring the space. And I am so excited to see where everybody goes when they get through it, because like we get to be with them from the beginning, but where do they go next? That's super exciting to me to see what their end journeys are going to be like.
I love that. I love that. Me too, Katrina. And thank you for being such an awesome part of that community and helping us to create that space, that vibrant living space. So thank you again. Awesome sauce, folks. It was great talking to you today. Thank you so much for joining us live. And if you're interested, reach out to us. Stay tuned, because Coach Katrina is always available inside the Academy and loves supporting. And we all love supporting you. And Katrina especially loves supporting students on their journey. So thank you so much. And we look forward to talking to you soon. Have a good one. Thanks, guys. Take care.